Whoop, whoop. What's up, Bearcats? Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. Whoop, whoop. So, yeah, with the scheduling, with the way things kind of went with my schedule, what I was able to do, it's going to be a weird one this week. I know Bound for Glory is happening live right now, but tonight we're doing a replay of this past week's TNA Impact. And then tomorrow night we'll be doing the Bound for Glory Impact or Bound for Glory Replay Watch-Along. So let's get to it, pal. 1.25 times speed. Let's go. Whoop, whoop.
So Josh Alexander, get your ass out. I'm the one who put my body on the line on that race. Killed it to elevate this company.
Man, to me, does Northern Armory kind of seem like they're trying to do a Canadian version of Team Angle? Yeet, yeet, pal. What's up, Lab Rat? Good to see you. Giggity, giggity. I'm kind of liking this new kind of aesthetic I started experimenting with for the watch-alongs. I keep my big light off, and then I got this like disco ball strobe light attached to my phone.
You're all going to enjoy. And it's right here. You see, it's been made official. The special guest referee for the world title match at Bound for Glory will be the king of TNA, Frankie Kazarian.
Get me Nashville, pal. We haven't seen him in a minute, Sammy Callahan. I did see that, Lab Rat.
Which is a special 6:45 p.m. Eastern start time this Saturday night, live and free on TNA Plus, on TNA social and digital media platforms.
All right, so we got a shitty 6 opening up, pal.
I believe Laredo Kansas took out Frankie Kazarian. He was just trying to get a proper introduction. I don't think he really needed it. Torre King shown for months. This match is underway. No countouts, no disqualifications. First man to get pinfall or submission will get themselves the number 20 spot.
As we know, we're not going to be doing the belt counts for TNA because they actually keep it. They actually don't have a ridiculous amount of them. Call your shot, pal. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, no doubt. Have you seen Sammy Callahan, pal?
I thought he was going to die. Thank God he didn't. This is absolute chaos. Over against still to come tonight. We'll see a huge 8-man tag team matchup with full metal implications. The system will face the Hardys and the ABC. Plus, the Bound for Glory double world title contract signing later on tonight. Plus, NXT's Wendy Chu goes one-on-one with one of the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, Cody Threat.
Wendy Chu better go over in that. Whoop, whoop.
All around the ring. During this matchup. Over here by our table trying to catch a breath. This thing is out of control. This is a little sample of the shot. Saturday night in Detroit. The thing I love about the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, it's 20 competitors, it's intergender.
Wait, who
Can show up. Boy,
is that? Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards out there? I can't see too well.
You already know has been the referee in the CNA World Title. I still want to know why. The man, I mean, he's got a lot on president. Let's face it.
All right, so Sammy Callahan, Laredo Kid, Jake something, Frankie Kazarian, and who else? Just throw him out of the ring, pal. AJ Francis. Well, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely. Oh, it's one of the good hands, Jason Hodge.
That's a lot of action. The double super kick gets one of Jack something out. Francis for the cover. Frankie Kazarian trying to steal and get the number 20 spot. Mitchell drop kick by the way of the kid.
Okay, so for this at least makes sense. These are all guys in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match, and they're fighting for, and whoever wins gets the number 20 spot. Okay, that's at least something.
Round and round until he found his target there. Jason Hodge finally realized his potential. Coming out tonight. Performer 2, Sammy Callahan going for the capital front in 7, but it's forwarded by Hodge. Now Hodge to the outside. Hodge repeating an ultimate X. Back in emergence. The number 20 spot.
Give me the slingshot cutter, pal. Oh yeah, the big dude at ringside is John Schuyler. Okay. I fucked that up so bad.
New American Frankie Kazarian has the opportunity to enter the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. Last, that would give him a golden opportunity to call his shot for any title he wants in TNA. Hold on, let's play the black. Hodge connected with some offense of his own. Oh, inadvertent double offense. Back in control for a second here. Double stop by Hodge. All five on the track something. He's been reinvigorated.
Haven't we seen like multiple waterfall spots in this match? Like, holy shit.
And now it's Callahan. Oh, two-way broadcast. Hold on. Go to the cover. 97. And now Callahan into the cover. With the other number 20 spot on. I made by Francis. Francis is going to steal it. Number 20 spot.
I like Francis going over in that, and he's basically stole the pin. Actually, not basically, he did.
This is what total non-stop action is all about. Just a taste of what we're going to see this Saturday night. To Bound for Glory in the 6th annual Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. AJ Francis will win the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match last.
Hey, Fred, turn it off, pal. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes like you used to. What's up, Nell? So good to see you, pal. We're doing Impact right now. Impact tonight. Bound for Glory is tomorrow night. Doing both at 1.25 times speed because, man, we got a lot of wrestling to get through this weekend, pal. Whoop, whoop.
For the last 2 years,
Gator, don't play that, pal.
my bad days are my good days. I've been depressed and miserable, to be honest. That was until I remember who the I am. The best good professional wrestler in the world. And I'm driven again.
Other guys,
I'm driven to reclaim every
we're at part 1, 12 minutes. We are at the 12-minute mark.
what you got going on here at TNA. All I care about.
We got Gia interviewing Gresham.
First time ever 2 men that have spent 2 decades. Professional wrestlers in the world today. For me, everything starts with you. This is a comeback. It is personal. Your discretion is advised.
This, yeah. Well, actually, we are watching on a Saturday, so that
First thing that comes to mind is Times Square, Empire State Building, Central Park. But I'm going to show you a different NYC.
Yeah, that was a good promo. It just felt really too, you know, TBS Saturday on TBS. Of course, this is a Saturday, but it doesn't air on Saturday. Get me big collar, pal.
In jail, I've lived it, and surviving is what's been part of my motivation to move forward. The significance of this place plays a huge role in my life. My elders immigrated from Puerto Rico, settled in this very neighborhood, built my entire family right here. I ran these streets in search of something I was never going to find out. Love and stability. And taught me how dangerous anger can be to a general.
Dude, they've done a fantastic job building up Santana as like this underdog, everyman person of the people babyface.
The most important thing is that I learned.
Like Santana really comes across as somebody that anybody can relate to.
You already know that, huh? And if you don't, I'll make sure you find out.
I hope we do, Lab Rat. I really do. That'd be funny. Right. Like Santana is a dude who like he lived the streets because knew he needed to survive, but he knows that there's better out there. Like he knows there's better for him. And actually has like all the tools needed to pull it off and be successful.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for attending.
Every day since I can remember, I've been popping my collar, popping my collar.
It is a night of transformation. It is a night where we present our masterpiece. In the past few weeks, we have taken the reckless and we have put her through a rigorous makeover. We have spared no expense. We have taught her to walk, to talk, to dress, to eat. We have taken a lump of coal. We have polished it up real nice, and we have turned her into a sparkling diamond. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the moment I know you've all been waiting for. Stand up and welcome beauty personified. Ladies and gentlemen, Heather by Elegance.
Heather by Elegance, pal.
Is that the same person, Thomas? Unbelievable.
Dude, I think it's a good, I agree with you. I think that's a good act. Like her and the concierge, I think they work just so well together. Like that synergy's there, pal. That chemistry's there. What are they chanting?
You are absolutely
Hold on.
gorgeous. Don't listen to any of them because you are beautiful. And right now, I want you to see the absolute magic we have done for you. Are you ready? Take a look at your beauty. You know what? Because of this night,
I remember that. Basic white girl, pal. I can use a drink myself, pal. Cheers.
You really hard on yourselves.
Okay, gotcha.
The punch, the excitement in the air. It's
Couple of tall boys, nice.
and you two. Look, wait. I came out here to remind you of what you did to Brinley Reese last week. You humiliated her and act like it didn't happen. Well, karma has a funny way of catching up with you. So you two better watch your backs.
What is she? She's trying to ruin this. How dare she? Her and Rosa. Keep your hands off the elegance. Don't you
All right, not a bad angle. Not a bad angle. I mean, the idea was there. The thought process was there. I liked it. Could have, obviously could, some nitpicky things, but I thought this came off well. But nice to see, like, they actually follow up on something and get, and bring in Brinley Reese. I like that. I mean, to her, it might as well have been. It made her makeup run. That's what she was upset about. Dude, this looked like this kind of seems like they're trying to do like Canadian Team Angle or Canadian American Alpha or America, whoever Chad Gable's gimmick is. She's melting. Whoop whoop. I think it's time for a little smoky tokey, pal. What do you say? Whoop whoop. Canadian made, pal. Canadian males. Canadian males. Canadian males. Canadian males. Dude, they actually did something with, like, I don't know if you remember that or not, but they actually did something with that where he was like going it was like legit schizo, had like two personalities, and one of them was like kind of like this octopus thing that was spitting ink and infecting other people, and they just completely dropped it. Yeah, he only inks once a month for a few days. All right, so if I'm Josh Alexander and I'm hearing these dueling chants, I'm turning up being the whole dickhead, putting heat on Gresham thing. All right, let's hear your chant for me now. Gresham is short. Gresham is short, trust me. He's now for his height, dude's huge, but he's short.
Gresham, you can see that smile on his face. Having a little fun at the expense of David. That's how Gresham can get in the head of his opponents.
Yeah, but to be fair though, how many people on the roster can do that better than Gresham and Alexander?
Stay tuned. Your expression.
No picture-in-picture for this one, pal.
In control against Jonathan Gresham. Remember this Saturday, final pay-per-view on TNA Plus.
Yo, what's up, Gam? Good to see you, pal. Whoop, whoop, how you been? Yeah, he really was, Lab Rat. Like, he could be like a good egotistical douchebag heel. But then, like, when he was a babyface, he did the really good fight from underneath underdog. Yeah, a wrestler's wrestling match, that's for sure. Oh, that's always fun, dude. I did not see that. I'll have to look at that. That sounds funny, though. Heading home? Nice. Good shit, pal. Yeah, that's right. Like he's sold to getting sold and fired up much differently. That's true. I remember that. I gotta turn this fan off real quick, gang. Whoop whoop. How's Bound for Glory? Not doing that tonight. We're doing the Impact watch along. That way, we're caught up for Bound for Glory tomorrow. It's been pretty decent so far. All I wish, more time was kind of given to, some of the more stuff's happening on the show and threading more stories instead of spending a lot of time in the ring that we have. But, it'd be what it be. Yep. And plus, and that gives the announcers something to work with too. Yeah, they absolutely. Well, those old guys don't know what they were doing. That's the old way. That's the old times. That don't work today. Dur. Fuck you. Yes, it does.
Gresham slipped on the ropes and went down hard. I don't even get paper there for a second.
Okay, if that was a legit botch by Gresham, they both, like, that's a sign of good workers. To look like Gresham went for a springboard, slipped and fell very badly. Alexander completely no-sold it, went right into the next spot. They went and they covered it and went into something different. Like, the way that spot came off, like it was done so well. Like, I could believe them either work that being a legit slip up that they covered, or they worked that slip up into the match.
You saw the way the Gresham went down. Looked a little loopy, a little wobbly there. And that pressure, look at this, he's trying to attack. On a walking weapon.
Hey Nelson, I listened to a bit of the Meltzer on Keeping It 100. Dude, even Meltzer kind of sort of is admitting that the pendulum is starting to swing back towards character and promos and stories. Where he said, like, okay, he kind of danced around it, but he pretty much said, okay, we know you guys can do all this cool shit in the ring. What else you got? And the only thing he can resort to is character, angles, stories. A good match. Just you could have got the business done in 5 minutes. That's all. No, like, this is a good match. It just, again, you could have gotten what you needed done in less than in 5 minutes. Dude, they're chanting for Steve, pal. Yeah, that's when you know you're caught. That's when you know you're caught. That's when you know the other guy is right and you got nothing. I know, and I understand both of those feelings because I've been on both ends of those feelings. I've been the guy that, yep, I'm wrong and I can't say shit. I've also been the guy like, yeah, I'm right, so I'm going to keep going. Dude, they're doing a good job of, like, putting heat on Alexander and getting Macklin over as a babyface. Yeah, I was stunned at some of the stuff that Meltzer said on Keeping It 100. That being the biggest one, where he basically kind of said it is starting to go back to like, they are starting to, like, focus more on character, promos, and stories. Is that Ace Steel? Yeah, that's it. That is Ace Steel. Yeah, it takes Sami Callihan, Cody Deaner, and Ace Steel to come out. No, I like that. That was good stuff. I thought that was kind of a weird choices to come out, as all I'll say. Like, I could see Ace Steel. Ace Steel made sense. Sami Callihan and Cody Deaner, that was a bit off. Oh yeah, I knew Ace has been there. That's why I was like, that's why I thought it was cool to see him.
survive by any means. The honest way of earning a living was very few and far in between. The abuse and the things that
Dude, these vignettes are awesome.
I shouldn't. I was truly on that path of death or in jail. Moose, you've seen where I come from. You're exactly what I've been through. While you decided to drown yourself in the lavish life where you came from, I decided to stay true to the people and the places that made me who I am. The fact is that every time I step to you, I can see the fear in your eyes. And I bound for glory through those ropes. And that bell rings. You ain't gonna have no choice but to go face to face with your fears. You ain't gonna have no choice but to go face to face with the thing you've been running from your entire life.
Man, here's what I really like about the Mike Santana character. Like, I believe, like, I can believe that this is that dude. Like, that's really him. I can believe that. Get me Dark Windy, pal. Oh, dude, a Conan managing this Santana? Dude, that's money. That's money. Okay, so your opponent's partner is out there. Where is your partner at? Okay, they at least okay. Thank you, announcers, for explaining that.
Everybody head to watch.tnawrestling.com now to take advantage of a special discounted seasonal world champion plan that gives you all access to TNA Plus from now into January and it expires as of Bound for Glory. If you take advantage now, you can get our next 3 live events, Bound for Glory 2024, Turning Point, and Final Resolution, plus all access to TNA Plus with this seasonal world champion plan. Again, head to watch.tnawrestling.com right now. I'll take advantage of this offer. Sickening smile, man. I tell you, all the whiskey in the world couldn't get me to sleep for the night. Wendy Chu and Rosemary are bringing it up.
All right, Wendy Chu knows how to work the gimmick. I'm already liking this.
My friend. One thing we've learned about Spitfire in the last few months, especially this year, is that when they're into a core, Luna and Jody.
Hey, how about this one? How about this wouldn't really be a crossover, but it's one that needs to happen in my opinion. Get me Dark Wendy versus Crazy Nikki, pal.
Disbanded for good. You said it, Tom. They know how to fight.
Yeah, exactly. She basically took it from The Undertaker, but added her own little touch to it, her own little spin, and made it her own. And it was all in the facials. It was all in the facials and how, like, in the head movements.
Well, when you chew and Rosemary continue to bond as every week goes by between Steve and TNA. It gets deeper and it gets weirder. To the outside. Shoot. That's right. Jody Brett face first in the top turnbuckle. Shoot.
One of the biggest lessons I ever learned in wrestling was one time a dude told me, your moveset should be derived from your character. Like you use moves that your character would use in a wrestling match. Like, and he even brought up how there's a ton of shit I know how to do. I never use it because my character would never use it. Like there was one story I remember after New Jack passed away. Simon Diamond told this story about how one time he showed up to a show early, and New Jack was training some of the younger guys, like was leading a training session, and he's like actually showing holds, showing like doing actual wrestling, and what was it? Simon Diamond said, "Hey, I didn't know you know how to actually work." And then he said New Jack pulled him to the side and said, "You tell anyone, I'll kill you." Yep, because they knew how to tell a story using only those moves. So what were Bret Hart's? Side Russian leg sweep, elbow off the second, backbreaker, sharpshooter. I guess you could count him taking the corner bump as one. Figure four on the ring post, and then the sharpshooter. All he needed. Yeah, Macho Man. Stone Cold Steve Austin later on.
What's going to be enough? What's going to get this done? What's going to be able to put down on the 1, 2, 3? Trying to line up for some German suplexes. This is what Jody Brett loves to go to in this sort of situation. It's close for
Oh yeah, mass transit. Yeah, that was. Ooh, that was a bad situation. It was basically a kid who lied about his age to get on the show, and apparently he did some things to piss some of the wrestlers off, especially New Jack. And well. What was horrible? What happened to mass transit or that finish? It kind of looked like Jody Threat sandbagged her a little bit.
Do you want to know something?
It's just the beginning. This is just a taste of what the system is going to do to the Hardys in ABC at PFG.
We're on to Bound for Glory. Biggest show of the year, boys.
I mean, yeah, I would put the blame 70-30 in the kid's fault.
Call your shot.
In my opinion. He shouldn't have lied, and he shouldn't have ran his mouth and talked shit to wrestlers. And to be fair, New Jack had no idea. He thought this was just some young indie punk trying to make a name for himself off of them. Yeah, dude, don't piss off New Jack. Oh, dude, yeah. So that makes sense then, Lab Rat. Because if New Jack has no idea that this kid is an untrained minor, and he's under the impression this guy's a trained indie worker that's, of age. What do you think New Jack's going to do? Yeah, it's sad to see, pal. It's sad to see. Should be a great show tomorrow night, or tonight as we're talking. As I'm sure it's still airing right now, but we'll be watching the replay tomorrow night, pal. Whoop whoop. Yeah, I'd be like, if I'm a talent looking at options, I'd be looking at Eddie, looking at TNA, and being like, you know, he's looking like he's well fed over there, pal. That should actually be a good match, Macklin and Alexander. Yeah, exactly. No Don Stevens to fuck with us, pal. Whoop, whoop. Two well-deserved Hall of Famers. Like, dude, you could say that there would be no TNA if it were not for Bob Ryder. Yeah, Lish is even getting more meat on them bones, pal. So we got an 8-man, pal. Lish don't give an ish, pal. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, we got a new stunt granny, pal. We got a new stunt granny. That means we got Moose is the next Hogan, pal. Moose is the next Hogan. Yeah, dude, Lish took a real injury and got even more over with it. Dude, to their credit, for something bad that went wrong and hurt somebody for real, they got some positive out of it. They actually managed to turn that around and get something good out of it. Moosemania running wild, pal. What is it that Jeff's wearing? Like, for his top, like, what is that? I'll probably be starting part 2 here in a second. Oh, yeah. That's going to start here in a couple minutes. Or a minute, I should say.
I wonder how Moose is feeling considering the vendetta Mike Santana has against the system, and especially Moose and Santana and Moose's Saturday night at Bound for Glory. Moose better have eyes in the back of his head. You never know Santana could be looking. Oh, he better have right now. Santana in the front right now.
That's my theory, Lab Rat. But I think they kind of pulled back just a little bit. I mean, you still got, you know, Brindley Reese and Wendy Chu appearing at Bound for Glory. So it's obviously not done. I think it's kind of just a little bit pulled back on to kind of give TNA more spotlight and more hype going into their biggest show of the year. That's my thoughts anyway. Like, I think they're going to go full speed ahead with more. Again, this is my theory. Please nobody spoil this. But I think what's going to end up happening, what happens at Bound for Glory, is that Joe Hendry gets the TNA title, and that's when we start seeing a lot more of him on NXT. Part 2, pal.
With JDC, this is a little preview of Full Metal Mayhem, which is a part of
I'm with you, Lab Rat. How hard would that be to do on the NXT Takeover show? And it could be like an actual takeover, like some kind of like an invasion angle or something, and actually have it be like an attempt, NXT attempted takeover. Oh, dude, wow, that's some. Is Jeff supposed to be? Okay, I'm saying this is a Final Fantasy nerd. Is Jeff Hardy trying to be an 8 Eyes from Final Fantasy? Like that's what kind of that looks like to me. He's trying to be like the 8 Eyes enemy from Final Fantasy. Dude, they can make some money off that, Lab Rat. They really could. And who owns the servers that the TNA network is on? Endeavor. Yeah, like really, that was the first thing that came to mind. It's like, wait a minute, he's got multiple eyes painted on him, and he's all in red. Is that an 8 Eyes?
Great resilience there from Myers. But Hardy has gained control of his matchup. In comes Chris Baby now to get to the fray.
Chris Baby. Dude, Jeff Hardy really is a charismatic enigma. Like, Vince Russo has said there were only two people in the wrestling business he was actually intimidated by. One was Kevin Nash, the other was Jeff Hardy. And he said with Jeff Hardy, that was really because like he really was an enigma. You didn't know you had no idea what he was thinking and didn't know what he was going to do.
Out of the equation here. Trying to line up.
Whoop, whoop.
World Tag Team Champion, Division Champion. For the last 10 years here in TNA. Play boom there by Austin. In comes Edwards. She's Austin to tag in here. The pace is picked up. Edwards thought he was one step ahead of Austin. Long history between those two. Now Bruce goes after Austin. To the face of the franchise. He's Austin fighting. Here.
Man, Ace Austin getting a lot in tonight, pal. Like for a solid minute, Ace Austin was taking on the Moose and Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers by himself. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes like you used to.
Look out, JDC's right on the trail there. Trying to set up the Falcon Arrow. Kick right to the midsection. And now home to the other side. Flattens Moose.
Dude, he is. And he's one of the few younger guys who I really do believe gets it.
Opponents are bound for glory. They united tonight to get the job done against the system, and that is no easy feat. But there will be system attacking the Hardys and the ABC from behind after a hard-fought match.
Yeah, we had to get heat on the heels. Had to even though they bases went over, we still had to have the heels on top going into Bound for Glory. Oh, this is a little bit expected. We thought Santana might pop up. Good use of Lish. Good use of Lish. Dude, I like that. All right, dude, that was good. That was a good, like, all right, I like that. I thought that was good. He got Santana. He runs in. He thinks he's finally going to get his hands on Moose. Good heat, pal. Good heat.
The question that's been asked 1,000 times in 2024. Oh, now look at it. World Tag Team Champions. focusing on Jeff Hardy. Who's going to stop the system? This one here is a preview of things to come.
How can you hate Lish? I mean, she's wearing a bedazzled neck brace. How can you hate Lish? Contract signing time, pal.
Bound for glory. It's going to be historical. And tonight, we're going to make it official. And we're going to sign both contracts for the world titles right here, right now. Without any further ado, allow me to introduce the first challenger of the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, Masha Slamovich.
Dude, it worked for Bob Orton, pal. It worked for Bob Orton. Why not? I agree with you now. So like they work together. Like their chemistry is fantastic. And the situation and the scenario that brings them together, they're authority figures from two different brands that have to work together to do like collaborations. Yeah, her mic work has been a huge part of helping out helping get the system over. Lish is great on the mic. She's like Vicky Guerrero who can go beyond excuse me. Like do you want to know something? That's like the excuse me, but she can keep going further than that.
At this time, I'd like to bring out the champions. First, the TNA Knockouts World Champion. Last week, I had the pleasure of sitting down with George British on the side of it. The TNA World Champion.
I think she's going straight to main roster WWE. I really think she does.
Nemeth has vowed to be a fighting champion, and he has done just that. And even further, he has stood side by side in battle with Joe Hendry. But that's just all out the window. Regardless of who the legacy or Nemeth, it will be about one thing: the TNA World Title. Ladies and gentlemen,
Like she really is kind of like a female Scott Steiner.
professional wrestling athletes in the world today.
There really isn't somebody who fills that role there. I mean, sure, you got a lot of, bulked up jacked ladies over there now. None like Jordan is though. There's a I can't really put my finger on what it is, but there's just a little something different there.
Jordan,
already said, tonight, in this very building, this is a full.
I'm not going to argue that. I'd love to have her arms too.
3 years ago, very first TNA contract right here in Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, I'm going to sign this contract. And it's going to make me the next Knockout World Champion. When at Bound for Glory, I finally beat you.
Yeah, I caught that.
I'm happy for you. I'm very proud of you.
Dude, if she could keep that shit under control, she could be a great, like,
sitting across this table,
hood ornament for your women's division.
know how this plays out. Nothing has changed. And I'm so sorry that I'm going to have to beat you again in order for you to understand that.
Nick, as you know, there's a lot of people who think this is an overnight sensation. But this is an 11-year journey that I've given everything to get to this point. And I have never shared this publicly, but a couple of years into my career, I saw you backstage and I saw a champion in Nick Nemeth. And what's interesting is that night, I played the part of a lawyer on TV. And now there is a legally binding contract in front of us that could change both of our destinies. And it's not the only thing that's changed, because back then no one knew my name. But now they don't just know my name. They don't just say my name. They believe in Joe Hendry.
Dude, Santino.
For glory, there will be a new face of TNA. There will be a new world champion.
Dude, blonde Kurt Russell. That's a perfect description of him, Nelson. Like, yeah, like Nick Nemeth could easily be a movie star. Easily be a movie star. We believe. Whoop, whoop.
Joe, that was a sweet story, and I mean that. I respect you, and I hope the feeling is mutual. But I need you to focus on something. I need you to focus on only me. Because when it comes to Bound for Glory, I don't want you listening to any of the naysayers or the haters that say you're overrated or a flash in the pan or your 15 minutes are up. I don't want you listening to any of those guys. I need you focused on the main event of Bound for Glory, because when you step foot in the ring with me, you're in the ring with the best. And I don't plan on losing.
So far, short and sweet and to the point.
There you have it. I'm very surprised. That actually went off without a hitch. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself. Winners win. Company here on the end. So
Get me the king of TNA, pal.
Now, I hate to break up this little love fest, but if you guys are done putting each other over, why don't you all shut the hell up, because the real star of the show is here.
Yeah, let's get some moose up in here, pal.
You're overrated. You're all overrated.
Who are you?
Just how I managed to become the special guest referee for the World at Bound for Glory.
Yeah, give me that delicious tan, pal.
I'll
First thing I did is I completed a full course at the Earl Hebner Referee Academy. Then I obtained my referee license. Do you want to know what I did next? I'll tell you. I went over your head, Santino, and I went right to the Anthem executives. You want to know why? Because I have something that you don't, and that's called tenure. You see, I'm a TNA original. I'm loved. I'm respected. I'm a god. I'm a king. And the Anthem executives could not agree more that the only person capable of being the referee for the world title match at Bound for Glory is your king, Frankie Kazarian. Listen, as far as you two broads are concerned, just be thankful I'm not involved in your match because I'd steal your thunder too.
Everybody hates Frankie, pal.
Hey, sit down, Nikolai. Santino, here, make yourself useful and hold these for me, you stooge. I want to make one thing perfectly clear. At Bound for Glory, this little toy badge doesn't mean a thing, because on that night, you are not the law, I am.
Are we setting up a Frankie Kazarian versus Santino feud here?
Do you, Joe? Look, I pride myself on being a very honest man. So I don't want either of you to worry, because at Bound for Glory, I'm going to call it right down the middle, fairsies and squaresies, okay? And just be assured, one thing, at the end of the night at Bound for Glory, the right man is going to walk out as the TNA World Champion.
What? Okay, now I think there's somebody they might be setting up for. Frankie Kazarian wins the call your shot, cashes in, counts himself the winner.
Oh, okay. Don't know if that was a great idea. Horrible idea, Chaz.
Dude, I will never forget that Elimination Chamber match for the world title that Santino was in. He was the final elimination. The crowd thought he was winning that thing when he hit Daniel Bryan with the Cobra. Like, that crowd bought it. Well, we'll find out tomorrow night, pal. All right, pal. That's it for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you check out The Wreckage with our pals DeVette and Jimmy T. And we'll be back the same time tomorrow night with the Bound for Glory replay watch along. Monday morning, of course, Monday Locker Room. Impact Attack. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you then. Whoop, whoop. Much love. Giggity, giggity. Yeah, pal.